if you don't know, or whoever's watching and knows anything about me, I'm a GS9 member. I love me some GS9 and Bobby Shmurda. I really think I catch some type of Holy Ghost when that computer song dropped. We're on vacation.
I had to run down 5 flights of stairs for the record to get her this phone call.
What's up? So I'm like this, and there's like little pictures of it. And then you see Bobby, and I'm like, Bobby! And
like we always do with this time, I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. Hey, 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 welcome to the good life.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm your co-host, Dark Skin Randy.
And I'm Certified Chrissy.
And welcome to another episode of BandTalk.
We talk about those type of bands.
Get y'all bands ready. Throw your bands in the sky, wave them side to side, and give your spouse a 5.
Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Check us out on TikTok, Facebook, we're everywhere.
Yep. Trunk or Treat's right around the corner. I'm always super excited about Trunk or Treat. So excuse me. But check out the Every Child Needs a Champion page. My boy Christopher Teal does this every year, and it's always an amazing, amazing event. So if you want to come down and decorate your car, you can do that. Just hit the website. Or if you just want to donate candy, we'll love that too, because we normally take care of about 2,000 kids every year. They come,
more.
They grab candy, they come dressed up. It's a great time. It's a great event for the community. It's October now, so by now you guys should be ready or thinking about pulling up to the first reception.
I wanna love you in every kind of way. I wanna please you no matter how long it takes. If the world should end tomorrow and we only have today, I'm gonna love you in every kind of way. Give you all of me when you need it. 'Cause I need it. I wanna fall like your favorite season.
Which is our live podcast / couples game night / dance party all night / we ain't playing no music that came out before 2015 or something like that.
No,
I don't want to hear none.
You mean before 2015?
After 2015, my bad. We starting in the back of the day era. That's my thing. That's what I'm trying to say. We trying to have a good time. We're hoping to get everyone dressed up like a typical wedding reception.
On the show today, we have Mr. and Mrs. Crooks. Let me tell you a little bit about them. We have Marcel Crooks, who's a psychotherapist and the Deputy Director of Mental Health Services, and his beautiful wife, Samara Crooks, who's the Sales Director for Atlas. They have been together for 8 years, married for 3.
Let's bring them up.
Hi, guys.
What's going on? What's good? What's good? How y'all feeling today?
feeling good. Feeling good. I know Trey just waking up, but I'm feeling good. I've been up for a while.
Hey, you just got
Trey, it's been one of them nights. So let's get into it, babe.
First question. Why did you get married?
You want to start first?
I start first?
Sure.
Yeah.
Whoever.
So why did you get married? That's a good question, right? Everybody asks me that. So because I feel like it's like a packed question. Like there's so many layers to it. But I got married because when Sam is a very unique individual, very thoughtful, very like outside the box. She thinks outside the box. She's a very unique thinker. Like I feel like you don't meet a lot of people in the world who have like very good critical thinking skills. Like, so like sometimes when you talk to somebody, you get like surface level answers and stuff like that. So let's say like in our talking stages, I would give her surface level, like she would catch it and be like, nah, that's some bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? And it was like not acceptable. So early on, I learned that I could like be myself with her, comfortable, vulnerable. So it makes you like want to like, be better and give more, to a person. So at my most vulnerable stage, I'm like, oh wow, I could be this way and be free. Not I feel like I gotta wear like a armor. You know what I'm saying? So like sometimes when we go to work, we gotta put on like a face, right? When we go outside and into society, we gotta do that. I never had to do that with her from day one. Like it was really, really not weird, but special how the connection kicked off. So she said to me one day, right? I'm like, yo, so how we gonna move forward or whatever? And she was like, I'm not moving into your apartment. I was like, what? So you know what I mean? So like it made me think about things because I never really wanted a house because I didn't want the responsibilities. But that was like a uncomfortable conversation in a sense because now it's like, well, what's wrong with my apartment? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm by myself, it's big. And then you go into that, and when you start talking about that, you start talking about finances. A lot of couples can't just openly talk about finances, right? In the beginning, some people like they hide it. It was like, all right, here's my credit score, here's my money, boom, boom, boom. What we doing? And for her she was able to teach me so much in a short period of time, and we got a house, and I was like, all right, I can't live in a house where we don't have the same last name, So it's so many layers to it, and I feel like that conversation I could go on, for a very long time. But ultimately, it was just she was really, really amazing, overall.
That was very long. That was so sweet, babe, but very long.
I get them though. I get them because, like you said, it's layered.
Yeah.
It was steps, and each step, as you checked every box for them, you got to that point. So I get what you're saying. That's dope.
And I'm very like I still tell people like I'm like really rough around the edges because I really believe that no matter what I do, whether it's with my career or who I'm as a person, like what you see is what you get. Like people still will go to work with these masks on, right? If I'm having a bad day, I'll mask it a little bit because I have to supervise people, right? But other than that, I'm me, so she gets that. A lot of people don't get that. And then those people, when they see a certain side of you, like that they don't necessarily agree with or don't understand, they don't ask questions, right? So I think that was very important as well.
No, but as far as why I said yes, I think what you said was good. We took the time to really kind of get to know each other. That was important to me, to really understand the man, understand his journey. We had a lot of things in common from our past, but we also talked about what we wanted to change for our future, and it was aligned, right? So us having that talking phase or just kind of getting to know each other, he really just became my best friend. So I could envision building a life. And everyone's like, oh, did you always want to get married? I never pictured marriage per se. Everyone always thinks about the marriage like, Sam, did you do? I was like, this is really him did all this extra stuff with the marriage. I just was really, it was important about building a real life. I didn't want to kind of make it like for TV. I was like, what's our household look like? How do we communicate? How we're going to build a family? All of those things were important. So he was in line. His words matched his actions. So I was on board, right? And like how you said, we talked about what are the next steps. And he had his place, and I had my place. I was upstate in Peekskill, and I had a townhouse. So when I was said that comment, like I'm not moving into, I was like, we talking about growth, right? So we're not gonna just. What's the next steps have to be growth and all of those things. So to his point, sometimes those conversations could be a little bit uncomfortable because some people could take it like, what are you talking about? But if you don't take the time to explain and say, hey, what does this look like for growth for us? What are the next steps and how can we get there? So I think being that once we had that conversation, his actions matched his words and we just kept moving along. And then he just became very passionate, like, hey, we're in this house now. We got to have the same last name. We got to do this right now. And I was like, okay. So it was a little shocking because it was during COVID, but, it was an automatic yes already because I was like, we're doing this, we're growing life. So when he proposed and wanted to take that extra step, I was like, I'm on board because I was already on board.
What's one thing your spouse has done that surprised you?
Genuinely surprised you?
Oh, this morning I woke up to an email.
Oh my God.
So I got home like 3 this morning because I went out to some party, right? So I came in, we was talking and you fell asleep while we were talking.
Connecticut Coach Prom.
Oh yeah. So
I was getting excited about it too. So I was trying to stay up late to watch it. I fell asleep. So when he came in, usually I'd be like, "How was the like catching
I meant to
up
tell
on
you,
it."
thank you for that. Anyway, so I get up I woke up at 10:30. She was like, "We got the show. Get up, right?" So so I get up and I check my phone. So I got an email from her. I'm like, "Why she emailing me? We in the same house. What's up with her?" So I opened the email though, but she ordered me a pair of Coach Prom sunglasses because the controversy with the glasses that's been
fire. I'm trying to order mine today too.
It's pre-ordered, but I was like, let me get it now. I think it's gonna come in November.
Oh, I need a pair.
Yeah. So I that genuinely surprised me too, because I've really been into I was a Deion Sanders of a fan when he was on the Cowboys and stuff like that. So that I was like, oh shit, she in tune. What's going on? Okay. Aside from that, but that was today. But something that she really did to surprise me. One of my birthdays, she I love the state of California. From LA to the Bay Area, San Francisco. I'm if it were up to me, I'd be living in California. So she surprised me and took me to California for one of my birthdays. I don't remember which one. And while we was out there, she surprised me. She took me to a Laker game. So we're at the Laker game, and at some point I see my name, "Happy Birthday, Trey Love, Sam." And I said, "Oh, look!" I was like, "You did that?" So she got me this fire LeBron jersey. It was like an experience. We just went out there, then I was able to just take her to different places while we was out there to show her why I love California so much. So I thought that was really, really thoughtful.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, it does. That sounds really good.
That's something we talked about that quite often. We always say we want to fly in, just catch a game and then fly out. I just haven't really decided on what team per se. But I'm not pulling them Laker tickets, man. Them Laker tickets be an arm and a leg out there, bro. Y'all got it. Y'all good.
Yo, I forgot the team because I wasn't even a Laker fan like that. I think it was Russell Westbrook because I was a Westbrook fan at the time.
Was more so
she made sure I got to see Westbrook, so I thought that was cool.
Trey is good, and he calls this a competition. So it's funny that you always say that because he always, I feel like we try to sometimes outdo what we're going to give the extra person. So he's done a lot of.
That's a layered comment. My cousin, he's married. He's been married since 2015, and him and his wife, they always be like, "It's a competition. There's always a competition. We're gonna play for way." So sometimes I try to outdo it sometimes.
No, he does. I'll give it to him because he's really creative and really thoughtful about things. Even down to our proposal. I think that was obviously a high point and a surprise because he proposed on my birthday, and it was in the height of COVID. We purchased our house, and we closed and everything, and it was a little bit bumpy because COVID just happened and so April 7th we were in the house, and then my birthday I knew that we couldn't go out, so I knew he was trying to make things special. The night before he was like, "Take a shot," getting me drunk, and we slept downstairs in the basement. He's like, so. I guess once I finally passed out, he came upstairs, decorated the whole upstairs. So when I came upstairs, it was just balloons and it was really nice. I was like, "Oh, babe, thank you," or whatever. And then he had a masseuse come in to give me a massage. And I was like, "Oh," but again, I'm still thinking it's all in reference to the birthday. So then we got on Zoom because he's like, "Oh, we're going to have your friends on Zoom, shout you out for your birthday," everything like that. So I'm like, and then throughout the day, a few people were just stopping by, and I'm like, just to say happy birthday. I'm like, "Oh, thank you." So now we're on Zoom. He was like, "Get dressed, put something on." And I was like, "All right." So I put on something yellow, and I'm like, "Okay." And then, he was like, "All right, I'm going to start it off and give a toast to you." And I'm thinking it's just a toast. And then I see him get a little bit serious. I was like, "This is a serious toast. Why are you getting all dramatic right here? What's going on?"
And this is why everybody's watching via Zoom?
And then there was a few people that kind of stopped by, right? But it was my friends and everything like that. They were on Zoom because they were like, "What's up?" So we're again, we couldn't go anywhere. So it's similar to this. We're like, "Hey," and everybody's got their cups, and it was just a fun little vibe. And then he started off with this toast, and then it became a proposal. And he didn't want to crease your sneakers. So he got on both things.
I had the new black and gold 7s. I ain't want to crease those.
I was like, he got on his. I was like, both of these. I was like, "Okay, thank you." That was a big surprise. Really sweet. then there was like other times, like for my birthday, he had the saxophone guy come and serenade me. That was like nice. It's just always like he's really sweet.
COVID, I had to really
like he was getting creative. I was like, dang.
Like 3 years in a row, I had to like really critical think like, what can I pull off?
Yeah, and then it'd be like Valentine's Day. He'll get a like hoodie with my face on it, and we'll go like it's just always cute. Like he's really good with that. It's like always like surprises. He's big on that too, because I think it's just important that we don't want to keep it.
That was something that
taking us the relationship for granted. Just kind of like still date each other, so to speak. Yeah.
But that was something that had to be learned because she asked me one day. Like I bought a Louis Vuitton bag or something name brand that she didn't care for, right? And she was like, "Yo, did you buy this for me or for you?" And I looked at her, I was like, "What the f you talking about?" You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't know how to take that, so I was like, I had to call my therapist. I was like, "Yo, my wife, I just bought something. This is what she said to me, yo." And he was like, "Oh, really? Did you think about that comment though?" I said, "No, I didn't think about the comment because I bought it for her." So me and my therapist, we unpacked the statement, and that was about 4 or 5 years ago. And so I came back, I was like, yo, I bought it for you, but you could say that I bought it for me because she's not into like labels and things like that. As long as it's yellow, shiny, thoughtful, like she don't really care. So for me, I had to learn that it don't matter how much money you spend on something, it's really about the thought that goes behind it. You know what I mean? So that was like a test. Because like I think I fucked up like the first 3 years. I ain't gonna lie.
Not it's just more so people's love language, right? As far as he is definitely, and that's what he's into, gifts and he likes and he loves to dress. And I love the way he dresses. He likes design and stuff, and that's great for him.
I always design stuff. This is Abercrombie and Fitch.
Okay, but I'm just not really always into that, right? I have more colors. I'm like, oh, this feels good. It's bright or stuff like that, right? So I know that he's thinking like, oh, I think this is nice. These are fly Gucci sneakers. So he's thinking more in reference to what he would think is nice as opposed to, that's how it started off initially. Like, what do you think Sam would really like? And even though he probably was like, well, that's corny. That doesn't seem expensive. That doesn't seem like cool. Like it was some sandals he got me, some Christian Dior flip-flops.
Oh my God. I was so livid.
And he was
I gave her these sandals, right?
Oh my God.
Went out the way to the mall. It was on back order. They finally come. I give them to her. She like, those are nice.
Yeah, he wanted me to do a backflip. He wanted me to kind of backflip about it. I was like, oh, those are nice.
Like 2 days later, we go to Roosevelt Field for whatever reason, and we come across some silly store.
I think it was like Spring, some like inexpensive store.
She sees these shiny silver slippers with like a bow and like glitter and everything on them. She's like, oh my God, I want these. They're like $12. No problem. So we get the slippers. I swear, yo, she wore the slippers way more than she wore the original slippers. So at that point, that was like a learning curve for me. Right. So I was like, all right, I get it. And I think I'm doing well at it.
There's gonna be a time where you really appreciate that a lot more. I promise you. There's gonna be a moment where you appreciate it.
I became to appreciate it because I had to learn what she cares about. She only cares about where we live, how the house inside and outside looks, and what we drive. That's really what she cares
vacations.
And vacations.
That's it. I'd rather spend, if I'm going to spend money, I want to spend it on an experience. I mean, I'm not looking homeless, like with holes in my clothes or anything like that. Yeah, it could be nice clothes, but it doesn't need to be, because sometimes I look at it, I'll be like, these are $1,000. This could have been a flight. Like I start thinking about it like that. Like, well, my model I could be somewhere.
I agree with her, but my thing is we can have it all. We can get this, whatever this is, $1,000. We can wear that on the trip and and go because like what I'm working every day for.
That's true.
I don't know how to make it a competition in my household. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to make this a competition thing because other people just get smoked when it comes to gifts.
my household. Hey, yeah, he be winning.
I just wanted to.
Trey wins too, so
he be winning.
I just wanted to bring this up because Trey, you were brought to my attention on your gift giving level because of some friends of mine, right? I don't want to blow them up. They hit me because I tried to, for most of my relationship, I've tried very hard to come up with some of the most elaborate, outrageous things that she's never seen before. So it's always a thing where I got a friend, so she'll be like, you know the thing you did for Chrissy when you did this, and that. Yeah, let me show you too. This is what Trey's doing too. So I be wondering what y'all gonna do next. And I'm like, yo, I don't even know what this man is up to. And she was in my head for at least 2 years, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, for at least 2 years. She was like, I'm gonna tell you exactly the year that she got me. It was the Bobby Shmurda thing.
Oh, I forgot that one. That should have been.
Yo, I get the phone call like, Trey just got Sam Bobby. What you gonna do now? I'm like, what do you
I can't believe I didn't mention that one. Wait, hold on.
And you know what I was gonna say? The when you said like what's the most surprising thing, she always brings up the ring, and I think that was because she didn't expect it. I didn't expect it. So I proposed to her May 2nd, 2020, right? I bought that ring in September 2019. So I don't know why. It's so many things that come to the top of my head that she could have listed. Like, you know, Bobby Shmurda is like, that's top 3, you know?
I know Bobby was top 3, but at the time I'm thinking, obviously, I think the proposal for me was just like, oh, wow, that was just very thoughtful, planned out, detailed. But okay, so if you don't know, or whoever's watching and knows anything about me, I'm a GS9 member. Period, right? I love me some GS9 and Bobby Shmurda, right? And it's like, you know how people in church, they catch the Holy Ghost with certain songs. I really think I catch some type of Holy Ghost when that computer song drop, the beat, when it comes on, I get so hyped, right? So I'm kind of known for, especially after a few drinks in the club, if that song come on, you're going to see me get all crazy or whatever the case is. So it's kind of like the ongoing joke, like Sam gets all insane about Bobby Shmurda and me being GS9. So we're on vacation. Actually, we went to a wedding in Cancun, and we extended our stay just to kind of, you know, relax. I was going downstairs to get something, and he was like, Sam, come here.
No. You were already downstairs. I had to run down 5 flights of stairs for the record to get her this phone call.
Yeah. He was like, oh, come here, whatever the case is. So I'm like, what's up? So I'm like this, and there's like little pictures of it. And then you see Bobby, and I'm like, Bobby! And I don't even know if I said words. I was just like this, and he's just like, and we just had a moment, and I was like, oh my God. I was so hyped. You don't even, just like, everybody's like, oh my God, you feel it? I was like, I could not believe it. It was insane. So that was super, it was great. Even, I mean,
shout out to
we loved him so much. We even performed that song at our wedding. It was like, that's how much I'm a GS9 member. That's it. So that was fire. Yeah.
I almost forgot that one.
Yeah. Me too.
And you know, it's crazy. It's crazy you said it. Like, what are you gonna do next? Because like, you know, Christmas is coming up, and like I start Christmas October. Like I'm shopping, I'm rapping. You know, I put the trees up in November, early November before my birthday.
My God. He could be almost Halloween. Before Halloween, he'd be wanting to put it up. I'd be like,
no. I usually put it up November because my birthday's the week of Thanksgiving. So sometimes it falls on Thanksgiving. So I like the house to be decorated for Thanksgiving and Christmas going into New Year's. You know, so but yeah, I don't like what you gonna do next. It's like the creative, like I want to say I used to be very, very creative when I was younger, but I had to grow up fast, so I kind of like lost that. So like after I got married, I wanted to tap back into that a little bit more, you know. So I take pride in that, and I try to be intentional, you know, when it comes to that. So I never know what I'm going to do next, you know. I just say I hope she like it, and then that'd be that.
That's good.
It's Christmas is not an easy thing for us over here, and knowing now, you know, with you guys, you know, in our orbit to where now people can see the gifts and stuff, y'all just make my life hard, bro.
Yeah, don't say that, man.
My life hard, bro.
No.
You know what it is too? You know, Randy, I'm a planner, right? So like I like from the wedding, right? So she was like, well, when are you gonna get married and everything like that? And nobody knows, like our wedding was July 28th, 2022, but we got married August 16th, 2020.
Yeah.
Right. And that was planned, right? So I wouldn't say the first wedding was more so her style, right? It was simple. She had a white dress, I had a red suit. My pants actually ripped that day. It was raining.
So
it was so many like bloopers with that day.
It was perfect.
But
it was perfect.
It was planned in just how it went. And then we had maybe 5 people there, right? My aunt, my cousin, her friend, my sister, my brother. And then the wedding, it was more so I did the seat chart. We found the place together. I wanted something that focused on one wedding at a time. So we ended up at Sandcastle. So all of those decisions were like intentional, So I think just planning is just like one of the things that I'm good at, but I think that's part of like my everyday thing because I have to plan things out with clients and work and things like that. But it gives you time to think, So I think that's major.
When have you had to rely on your spouse the most?
I mean, I don't know, because I always it's a joke where I be like,
yo,
anything that happened, I'd be like, let me call my husband. Like I'm really much that person a lot to be like.
So I'm gonna tell a funny story first, right? In 2019, November of 2019, I got COVID. Before COVID was had a label, right? So we're in her house in Peekskill at the time. I'm dying. Right? Dying. I'm in the bed. I leave her house for a week. Everybody knows I would make that trip back and forth to Queens and Peekskill at least 4 times a week. I stayed up there for a week because I was dying. Now Sam, I don't think we knew how serious it was and everything like that, but she left me. She went to work. She was gone. I'm in her house just dying. I'm like, she's gonna come here, she's gonna find my body. Like I'm telling my friends, or whatever, right? So fast forward, I think I get sick somewhere in 2021 and everything. And I'm like, oh Sam, like I don't really need much, but I become an invalid when I'm sick. Like I don't get out the bed unless I gotta use the bathroom. I don't eat, I don't do nothing, right? And that can be the flu, common cold, whatever. Like I get sick, bed. So she's watching me and she's like, you're not gonna get out the bed, you're not gonna do nothing. I'm like, nah, I need some soup. So there's a deli around the corner from my house. They make this really, really good soup, like this beef soup and everything. So she goes and she gets it and everything. But it was like one of those I felt like I was like in a movie because that's what we learned, like how to be like nurturing, so cause at one point I was like, Sam, you're not that nurturing, yo. And she was like, what you mean? I'm taking care of you.
You probably want me to be like this, like how I'm like, bro, you sleeping, I'm gonna leave the room while you rest. Whatever, I think he wants me to be like, you breathe. Let me make sure you're okay. I'm like, let me let you rest. Let me get you your food, get you your meds. You know what, right? But yeah.
No, but like that's something simple, right? And you want your partner to be, present, I guess, in a sense. But at the same time, when I'm sick, I also don't want to be bothered. So it's like it's like weird. But I would say I think I went through something in with a prior supervisor I had at my job in 2020, right? It was 2020. And I didn't really know how to handle it because I don't like it is politics and everything. And if you know me, I hate politics, right? So I had to like really lean on Sam for like advice and just how to maneuver through that situation because it was uncomfortable. And like I was crying one day and she was like, yo, like, why are you crying? And I'm like, I'm not crying because of what this person said to me. I'm crying because I can't react the way I want to, right? Because there's so many, like that reaction, there's so many layers to that and what comes behind that reaction. So she just walked me through like how to handle that in a more professional way. Because I really wanted to say, you know what I mean? But I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? So, and that was a major turning point for me because it was a major turning point in my career and everything like that. And like I would say that I was never really good at keeping jobs back in the day. So when she was able to guide me through that, and I felt like an immense amount of comfort. And then to see to reap the benefits from what came after that. Like I got promoted, and just how I guess I didn't realize how valued I'm actually viewed at my job in the field or whatever. And she would always tell me like, yo, you are a young black man, you're doing this, you have the education, and just speak to that, like my soul in a sense. And like, all right, you got to make a better decision because it's not just about you. It's more so it's you and me. Like it's us. like, you know, the family. And then, you know, I take care of my sister, my grandmother. So having her to talk me off that ledge in that moment, that was major for me. And then a scary moment, which I don't, Sam didn't remember this when she was answering. But Sam, we was at a party at the Ike spot on Linden, and she left. She left early and whatever. And when she left, somebody ran a stop sign and T-boned her. Right. So the range flipped over, and she called me, man, calm, like, babe, I'm at she didn't even know what she don't know what she is because she's not from Queens. So she's on the phone with me. OnStar's on the car. OnStar told me where she was. So I grabbed my cousin. I ran every red light in them back blocks to get to her. So the fire department had the block cut off for 2 blocks. So I had to get out the car and run up the block. I turned the corner, the car's upside down. I ain't gonna lie to you, Andy. Yo, I think like my heart sunk into my shoes. Like, I didn't know what to do, like, you know what I mean, for a second, but I'm really quick on my toes, so nobody knew what I was feeling in that moment, but I was scared, and I run up, and I'm like, and mind you, she's talking to me as I'm driving in, she's like, yeah, I got into a car accident, but she never said I'm upside down. She never said that, right? So she left that point out, so I get there, and I'm like, what the f-? So OnStar is like, oh, you know, she's doing fine, everything like that. So now the fire department,
they had to cut me out.
They cut the roof of the car off to take her out. And everything, so I'm riding her in the ambulance and everything, and so we go to Jamaica Hospital and everything like that, and there's COVID still going on, so they take her in and everything like that. So now I can't go in. So now I'm sitting on the concrete on the floor outside of the emergency room hospital, and I just was like, "This is something." But all my friends came and sat with me. They just came and they sat next to me, but I ain't have no words from nobody. So I sat down. They sat down. You know. And I want to say that was like one of the scariest moments of my life. Like, and because it's like you go so many years, you know, you care about your siblings, you care about your grandmother, but it's a different type of like a care. Like, it's not nonetheless the saying like if they was in the hospital you wouldn't feel no type of way. Like, but like I think when my grandmother goes in the hospital, I get more angry, and I think this was the first time in my life I was actually sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can understand that.
Yeah. You was worried.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like I call Trey literally for like when you have a best friend, you just kind of say, hey, can I get your guidance? I respect, you know, because he's really quick on his feet. And for me, because I can be an overthinker, he really kind of packages it in a way to say, okay, it's either this or that, right? Is it going to impact this or that? And sometimes just hearing him say that, even though you kind of know, it's just like, all right, you're right.
Solidify. All right, okay. So I think for a lot of things, I rely on him, but I think the biggest one for me was restoring my relationship with my brother. My brother is really old school, and it's a lot of stuff. So he was upset that Trey didn't ask him personally for my hand in marriage, or it was just a lot of stuff. So it was like a lot of tension between me and him, and just some historical stuff. And initially, you know, I'll get upset, and you know, I'll speak to Trey about it, and he's like, listen, give him time, still reach out. He even reached out, you know, separately without me knowing. It's just like he gets guided and supported. And now they're like really cool. You know, we're like building our relationship back. So I think that was one of the big things for me, because I was just like, it was very emotional. I was like, oh my God, what's going on? You know, but we were able to kind of get to a really good place afterwards.
I feel like you guys are gonna smoke this question, because the way you guys have been answering these, man, this should be easy for y'all. Go ahead.
How has your spouse inspired you?
Everything. I think for me, and I'll answer first, I know you usually go, but Trey inspires me every day, because from where we come from, right, his history, and just kind of, you know, going for his doctorate, being in the field, and just the challenges. I think sometimes when you talk about breathing life into your partner, I think as African Americans, right, it's like a different layer, right? Because I think when we go out into the world, there's so many other, besides being in a relationship, which could be challenging, but just going out into the world as a Black woman, as a Black man, those extra layers that you want to kind of come home to a safe space, right? And so he kind of goes out into the world in this field, and it's kind of like navigating, right, and learning and still thriving. So I'm like, babe, I'm so proud of you. And he be like, you're being corny. I'm like, you are doing it. You like, no boy. You're like, I'm like his biggest cheerleader. So I'm just inspired because I'm like, if he's doing it, especially if I'm getting into politics at work or whatever it is, right? You just feel inspired to keep going. And then it's because we're on our journey for having better, right? This is like, we're first-time homeowners, right? As far as in both of our families, things that we want to continue to accomplish and grow. It's just kind of like, I think we're both cheerleaders and hyped up about it.
Sam can take a concept, right, and break it down like into like long division, right? And I hate long division, right? My answer, a problem arises, I have a result. I have an answer. Don't ask me how I got to the answer. It works. I don't know how I got here, but I got it done, right? So her, just the way she thinks is just, it's inspiring. Like I sit down some days, I'm like, damn, maybe if I do this, I could get a better grade in this. Because I got my first bad grade in my doctorate program this semester. Or whatever. The lady gave me a 60 on the paper I did. I take pride in my writing. So I'm like, yo, what's up, lady? Like, what happened? So she told me what happened and everything. And I took a Sam approach to it, and I was like, all right. And when I fixed it, she changed my grade to 100. I got an 8 or whatever. But from a day-to-day standpoint, it's just, I really, really value her quality of thinking. So like, Sam's not really into sports. She's like a fake sport fan, right? She loves the Knicks, very, very loyal to the Knicks. They're not going nowhere no time soon, right? So she knows I'm really, really into football though, right? So she watches the Eagles games and things like that. Like, so I might go out with my boys and come back and we'll talk about it. But she watches the analyst shows, and then she'll just say some random comment, and it'd be like, I was like, you really be paying attention, like she gets it.
I'm looking at it from a different lens of it, since I'm not, normally watching it. I'm trying to really understand it. So I'm like, I'm looking at all of the feedback. I'm looking at the plays. I'm looking at the historical data. So now, and more so because it's like, if he's interested in something, you want to kind of also, all right, let me learn about it. So this way I can understand it. So now we're having a conversation. He's looking at me like, what are you talking about? How do you know all this stuff? And I'm like,
the shocker is that she's never really wrong. Like, so it's like, some girls try to tell you about sports and they'll say a basketball term with football. That never happened. So last night, I don't remember what happened. We was having a conversation about 3 this morning, and we was talking about Coach Prime. And then I forgot what she said. Well, whatever she said, I looked back, I was like, I went to sleep right after, but I was like, yeah, she in tune. Cool. So it's just like, it's great. And then how we can just talk about anything from like the most serious things to the most silly things. And like, people see that meme on Instagram. It's like, laughing in the bed hysterically. That's a love language. Like, nah, we really do that. We laugh at stupid shit every day, all day.
I'm hysterical, by the way.
You're not funny.
I am the most.
Why y'all gotta do that though?
Why?
He says I'm not a comedian. He says I'm not a comedian. Why you hating? We funny.
Exactly. I am hysterical because he be laughing like, okay, that was funny.
Yo, the funniest.
Yeah,
recently, I forgot what we were. Oh, we were watching Suits, right? You guys watch Suits?
Yeah.
All right. So Louis Litt, right? She liked Louis Litt. She's like, Louis Litt is my favorite character. So we in the bed now, right? And I said, yo, since when did you start liking? She didn't say nothing. She just looked at me. She just looked right at me. She was like,
bro.
I said, and we just started laughing. And I'm like, damn. But I'm like, I'm nothing like Louis Litt. But whatever.
All right. Last serious question. What family rituals or traditions have you created or continued?
Created. So we have this not a rule, but like I cook all year round. She cooks Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter.
Let's correct this with this all year round. I be cooking throughout the year too.
I cook majority of our meals.
Yes, he does. He does.
I'm strong. I'm sure it's strong 85%. I lowered it. It really should be 98. I'm gonna lower it to 85. I cook 85%
75%
of the time. Now you jacking it. It's never under 80. It's not going under 80. I'm not giving you that. I am not giving you that. Right? Cool. So she does the big meals: Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, New Year's, whatever is going on.
Whatever big celebration we're gonna have, I'll get in there and I'll be like, I got this, and he'll just, kind of relax that day.
So one of the things we started was like we just have our families over for Thanksgiving, right?
Which has been cool, yeah.
Or whatever. One week I would say we created is we do like this the Christmas tree. We do it a different color every year. So like whatever whatever color the tree is, we'll find some matching pajamas and we'll do like a photo shoot with that. What else? What do you think?
I think it's just really around the holidays. I think that was big for us too. Just kind of, for me, it was really like, this is our home, we're gathering. You know, it's just like, I love hosting, and that's a big thing. So, you know, the tree goes early November, the tree is up, and, you know, we put it up, we think about the color, we start looking for the pajamas. So I think those are kind of like our rituals. Like, he loves pictures. I love pictures too, but I never met a person that loves more pictures than me. He'd be like, all right, so what you putting on? Like, you know how you really would do with your girlfriend? He'd be like, that's what you wearing? Wait, what's going on? What you got? You know, wait, let's do like this angle, that angle. And I'd be like, okay, let me find out.
See, like I said, everything's a packed question. So like that comes from my cousin Chris. So when we were younger, you couldn't pay me to take a picture, right? But then he lost his leg in a car accident. I got shot. My brother got stabbed. There was a lot going on, and we had no pictures to show for those early years of our lives, right? Because he's like, yo, why you want to take a picture? I'm like, yo, get out of here. You the feds? Like, I ain't trying to do that. So now he's like, yo, bro, like this picture in this moment, this is a memory. This is an experience. Like, you have this for life. You can look back on. When you look at the picture, you can talk about it, right? So now me and Sam, we do a lot, you know, whether it's traveling or an experience, or like, I'm like, hey, let's just go to dinner, you know. So the picture in the moment is just one. I think she's very beautiful. I love looking at her, and so it'd be like, I could look at a picture now. Like, sometimes I'll post random pictures. Like I did it yesterday. I posted like a random video of her laying on the couch, and I know where I was at when she sent that to me, you know. So that's like big for me. So during the holiday season, it's like really, really important for us to continue to just create those memories. And then when we have a child, you know, coming soon, you tap into that with that child and say, hey, you know, this is what me, mommy, and daddy did, or here, or like, you were conceived this night because we were having fun.
What?
You know,
I don't think you want to tell the child that.
I'm grabbing a picture. My nose is like,
you know, but just having that, you know what I mean? Because like I have like little photo albums throughout the first floor. When people come over, and like one of the surprises I gave her for Valentine's Day was I gave her a photo album starting from our very first date up until I guess whenever I gave her the photo album, and it had like comments next to it, dates next to it, you know, locations where we were, wherever the case may be. So yeah, that's
the benefit of those like Facebook. I love Facebook for that.
Yeah.
Because I just load
the memories. Yeah.
I just load them up, and when they show me a picture of my daughter from 10 years ago or something like that, it makes you feel good that you took that photo. Like you wasn't. Because I was like that too for a very long time. I hated pictures. I couldn't stand taking pictures, but like you said, it becomes a point where you want the memory. And there's times we'll go out
and still don't take
the picture, and then it frustrates us when we get back home. Like, we don't got not one picture of that night. So
yeah,
I blew up a lot of my favorite pictures and hung them throughout the house. And then there's this one favorite picture I have of her from an engagement shoot we did, and I blew it up and I gave it to her as a Valentine's Day gift. The same year I wore the hoodie with her face on it, and she hated it. And so it was hanging in the garage, like, for mad long.
Weirder. It was so weird.
You know?
Can I just, when he tells stories, he always exaggerates, right? So I got to give you guys the background. It was very thoughtful, so I don't want to seem like an ungrateful lady over here. I was like, oh, this is nice. I didn't particularly like the picture. I'm kind of like crawling on the bed. And I was like, okay.
It was sexy. It was supposed to go. She has a walk-in closet. It was supposed to go in there, where it is now. It finally got there. It kind of
looked like I'm trying. You know how some pictures you feel like, oh, that person looks like they was trying. It felt very like, because I know I think whoever was taking pictures, I was like, what, like this? You know how it just in my face, I could tell that it was a weird moment. But I'm like, all right. Then he puts it in his garage. Now his garage, he'll play cards sometimes with his boys. I was like, this is so weird. How your boy's gonna be playing poker? And here I go posing over them. I was like, this looks ridiculous.
Yo, y'all.
Anyway, I'm sorry. We keep on every question.
Don't. That's what makes this good. We love it.
And y'all Christmas tradition is like ours. We change our tree every year. We take pictures every year. Sometimes in pajamas. Sometimes we dolled up. Like, we do it every year. Our daughter loves it. She's a little older now, so she might give us a problem this year. But every other year so far, she's been really good. So we love to do that as well.
Yeah, we've done them all kind of Christmas trees.
We did a sun-kissed tree.
Yeah, I got my sun.
Oh yeah, I
tree.
saw that. I saw that.
That's
I saw that.
nice,
Yeah.
yeah.
I felt good about that one, getting that off.
Mhm.
But all right, we're gonna move on to some more fun stuff. This is another segment, Who's Who? And all you guys have to do is point at whoever fits the statement, in a sense, the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question 1. Who apologizes first after a fight?
Okay.
Well,
Is it easy for you, Sam, to apologize?
Yeah, I am, because I mean, at the end of the day, I'm really big on, am I trying to win this debate, or do I want to just us moving forward, right? You know, I definitely make sure.
Hold on. Sorry, Sam. Say that one more time. I think we didn't hear you on this side. I'm just trying to make sure the people.
I hope you heard her.
No, I'm just trying to make sure the people can hear.
Okay.
Go ahead. One
I
more
just
time,
want
Sam.
to, yeah, I'm big on not just trying to win the debate, but just saying, like, you know, the win is when we kind of move forward and we both are in a good place. Not like me being right, because me being right and us just having tension throughout the house is not like a win. So it's like, all right, listen, I know I could have came off like this. I apologize. Let's see how we can kind of move forward. So I'm big on that, because, you know, sometimes things can be tense and maybe it didn't land, your intentions was well, but it didn't land correctly. And the person, you know, then responded out of emotion. So, all right, let's move forward now that we're calm, you know.
yeah. So
I'm okay.
She's the first to apologize. Me, I apologize, right? But like, it might be drawn out. It might take a couple days. You know what I mean? And only because I need the process it. She taught me this, right? So she said, when you say something, how it lands. You think about how it lands when you say something. So my thing is like, no, like, because I talk to people all day for a living. You think I want to talk when I get home? Sometimes I don't, right? So but I had to check myself with that. So she said, you got to think about how it lands and where that might be coming from. So some days, if I want to apologize, I might be like, I might bring some flowers. Like, we're gonna start the conversation like that. Like, so she'll say, "Oh, these are nice," and then I'll be like, "All right, babe, you know what, yo, you was right," and I'll apologize and something like that, like, or whatever. Yeah. But it's not really like, it's not like we don't have arguments. We have like courageous conversations. You say uncomfortable
we'll have a disagreement, and then it leads to like.
But it's never like, you know,
it's not like
it ain't no shouting in that. Like, they be like, "Oh, I disagree with what you say today."
I feel like we play fair. We're never kind of like, you know, and you know, your mother's blood, and like, it's never gonna get to anything like below the belt or anything. We would be like, all right, let's focus on whatever it is or whatever the debate is, and then.
But it's really, I'm a solution based person, so it's really like, let's find a solution to it.
Yeah, there's only one thing that we haven't found the solution on,
and
is the temperature of the house.
Yo,
like,
she be trying to
like,
freeze me out.
Yo,
if you ever see me in hell, if you ever see me in the wintertime, and you see me in a picture with 2 blankets, and I'm walking around the house, and I got clothes on, it's like Antarctica in here.
We haven't found the common ground on that yet. That's like, if it's a
silent war. Like, so she'll turn the thermostat to 50. I'll go back, I'll turn it to 70. You know, so it's a silent war. And I can do it from my phone, and I can lock it. Oh, yo,
that was an argument. That was an argument.
One day, right? so one day, right? She made me so mad, and I'm like, yo, I can't do this. I got out of the shower. I stepped on the floor. My feet were freezing. Yo, I put the thermostat in my pocket and went to work. She was tight. She was tight.
Yeah, I was like,
that's
you're gonna
hilarious.
have me here in hell.
That is crazy. All right, question number 2. Who's more romantic?
Oh, I think we know the answer to that one now, right?
Trey.
Yeah.
Is more romantic.
Who takes longer to get ready in the morning?
Morning, dinner, evening. It don't matter.
I do, yeah.
Who's the messy one?
I'm not really messy. You're not messy either. But I guess out of the two, I guess it would be me, because you're really like me.
I'm a neat freak. I'm a hypochondriac. Like, when it comes to certain things, like I can't like, for real. Like,
you got OCD with certain things. You're just
I'll come in and like, if something's out of place, like I can't. Like, you want to be messy in your closet, because I'm not going in there. And in the bedroom, the main level. My basement just gotta be.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
First of all, the house looks staged 24/7. Like, you would come in here, you would think this is like HGTV, because, but I just keep it up, you know. But yeah, people think we live in a stage house because of Sam. But yeah,
That's
she's the message.
good. That's good. Who works out more?
None of us.
It would be me because, like, even though, like,
too,
you know,
yeah.
but yeah, but we're not like fit freaks. We gotta get back on it.
We gotta get
Ain't
back
no-
on it.
ain't no
That's an
judgment.
area of opportunity.
Who requires more attention?
Mm.
You require attention too, babe.
What?
More? You kind of.
More, not who
I
we
don't
both
really
require.
be, yeah, but I don't think really.
Yes, the other day I got in the bed. What's your attention?
That may be just like a once in a. All right, yeah, okay. I don't think it's that much attention. I feel like I'll be laid back.
You are laid back, but then this day, all right. So I went to Florida to take care of my grandmother last week, right? And when I came back, when we got events and stuff, we use two different apps on the iPhone. She uses the reminder app. I use the calendar, right? So I sent her calendar invites. So I sent her a calendar invite for this event last Friday. I landed Friday afternoon. The event was Friday night. I came in the house, I showered, I changed, I grabbed my clothes. I said, yo, I'm out. She said, where you going? I said, look at your calendar. So she looks at the calendar. She never accepted the invite, so she didn't get ready to go. So I knew she wasn't going, right? So I leave. She was like, you just got back in town. You're not going to spend time with me.
I don't think my face or my voice was like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, for the most part, I'm chill, but every now and then you'd be like, oh, I want us to do a little something, or, you know.
And you got to remember, like, we go out a lot.
We do.
You know, like, so even if, like, I'll cook, and this is frustrating. I'll cook something, and she loves my cooking, right? My whole family loves my cooking. And she will go to this stupid deli around the corner and get some Spanish food.
No.
And I don't understand it.
Again, the exaggerator. So, and then we're going to go to the next question. Because he'll cook, and he only knows how to cook. Like, it's only me and him.
I don't know how to cook in small portions.
He doesn't know how to cook small portions. So it's not like, all right, you may have.
It's a leftover for 2-3 days.
It's like,
nothing wrong with that.
It's like Thanksgiving kind of cooking.
No,
So
it's not.
like, it's so big. Why is it so much spaghetti, or why is it so much whatever? So I eat it that night. I may eat it for lunch. You know, I work from home most of the time, so I may eat it for lunch. The next day, I want something. I'm gonna go to the deli. He's like, "There's food in here. You continue to eat the same food every single day." I'm like, "Bro,
Yo, listen,
I want something else."
I don't got McDonald's. We got food in the house.
Listen, this one don't eat leftovers after day 2.
What?
After the second day is if it's not finished, he's not eating it. So
Yo, Randy, you tripping, man. You tripping.
Yo, food just don't taste the same when you reheat it the third day. Like, that's crazy.
You got to put it in the oven.
What? No.
Yeah, the microwave. There's a significant difference between heating something up in the microwave and heating something up in the oven. Like, if you heat something in the oven, the gravy come back and all of that.
The gravy come back.
Yeah, you know, the oxtail. You know what I'm saying? It's like you cooked it all over again.
Next question.
I got a day max.
all right. Last question. Who is more likely to lose their keys on a night out?
No, you.
What? I lose my phone. And then my phone's usually under the car seat. That's the difference. My phone's usually under the car seat.
Anything.
Damn.
I'll lose the keys in the house. Like, I'll be like, where did I put my keys? Like,
you want me to tell
maybe
them what you
before I
really
go.
lost? You want me to tell them what you really lost?
Oh no, we're not even gonna go there because I didn't lose that. So we're not even go there. Nope.
Yo.
We are not going there. Nope.
So my phone, I'll fall out my pocket, right? Because I usually wear like sweatpants or like loose basketball shorts or something when I'm running around. So my phone, I got 3 phones, but 2 of them probably fall under the car seat and I won't notice or I won't care. I'm like, I'll get it later, but I'll forget or whatever. I'm like, damn, where my phone at? Under the car seat. You know, something like that. But keys, nah, I don't lose keys.
I don't lose keys. I never lost the key.
Okay. What?
I don't think so. I don't know. In the house, it's different.
I think,
they said a night out.
I think the question would more so be who's more inclined to lose something. It's you.
Something is really, it was really more of a something. Keys were just, so I took it as Trey once he said he loses his phone.
Oh,
That's
that's crazy. That's crazy.
That
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's my job phone, but I think I do that subconsciously to just detach from work.
This is our last segment, and we call this the relationship report card. That's where you guys get to grade your relationship. And it goes from unsatisfactory, which is 1, needs improvement, it's 2, satisfactory is 3, good is 4, and excellent is 5.
How do you guys grade your communication? Rate your communication.
We got a 4 and a 5. Oh, that's 2 5s?
No, he did a 4.
4,
Oh,
4 to
okay.
5. Okay.
Because some days I'll shut down. Some days.
I can do
All right, that's fair.
Okay, that's good. Okay. How would you guys rate your finances?
I would say a 4 because we don't agree on everything as far as what they should be spent on.
Okay.
Okay. How would you guys rate your date night?
Okay.
All right, that's 2 5s on that one.
2 5s. Okay. Good.
Mhm.
And last but not least, how would you guys rate your sex life?
I think it's really good.
We got 2 5s there too. All right, there you go.
Good.
Say-
Most people don't agree on the sex life.
Oh, word.
Word.
Yeah.
Yeah. It depends because some people say it's good when they get it, but they would want it more frequent. So they don't know.
Oh yeah. So then okay,
That's all.
I'm gonna do a 4.
That seems to be the most people's
I think
hang up.
that was what happens. I think sometimes when you're married compared to dating, I would agree on that.
I wouldn't
I
say
think
marriage. I would say just more so just life. Like
Yeah,
everything,
life,
is working and
Yeah,
life-
just long-term relationships. Yeah, just long-term
Yeah.
relationships.
Kind of when you
does-
just you know your partner's gonna be there. Like you feel like you'll have that moment again, and you can sometimes you can get caught up in like, all right, shoot, later, all right, later,
And you get caught up in life, and later becomes a week.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for coming on. Our last question is where we like to ask you guys,
Who's your married best friend?
who's your married best friend? Meaning a couple that's married that you guys love to hang out with and
We have
Travel.
a few. We have a few. I know. I have a
before
really
you
good-
answer,
Okay.
we also like you after you say who it is to reach out to that couple and see if you can help us get them on the show.
I would say Bashay and Tara,
Bashay and Tara,
Rashawn and Tawana,
Rashawn Swan. That's what I was about to say. My best
Aaron
friend,
and Trudy,
Chris and Nay.
Chris and Nay. I think Chris and Nay, Bashay and Tara,
Chris
and
and Nay would be
Rashawn
ideal for
and
this one.
Rashawn and Tawana would be ideal. All three of them.
Yeah, and we'll definitely reach out and let them know.
Are you
It's
the first people we know that got 3 couples?
yeah, but it's important to have that village of married couples where you guys can vibe and have a good time.
Yeah, we travel with them.
Yeah,
you know, all 4 of them like couples. Like we have amazing times.
Yeah.
Like our marriage village is small. It's small. We got probably like maybe 7, 8 married couples and things like that and everything like that.
That's small.
You don't think so?
No.
Nah, there's a lot. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised, bro. You'll be surprised.
I mean, well, when we met y'all, and because I grew up with Chris, so like y'all added to it. Who else?
Yeah, but I think that's cool because I think what they're saying is true. I think I love this because it's kind of like showing people that sometimes I hate when people think that marriage is kind of the lockdown, ball and chain. The words that they use for it, it just kind of has this
such a
negative thing. Or like,
Yeah.
I remember even like when you first got married, people was like, "Are you allowed to go out? Or do you got a curfew?"
Yeah.
Like it become like that you're not an individual anymore. You can't have fun. So I like that we have couples like that, or we have couple friends, or just like what you guys are doing to just show you can have fun. It's not easy. It's work because that's what we don't want people that don't think you got to be intentional and work.
Yeah,
at it.
people don't want to admit a relationship is a job, right? Because
Mhm.
you still the qualities you take to your job are some of the qualities you have to present in your relationship daily, and nobody wants to admit that. It shouldn't feel like a job, but in reality, it is. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
But if it's a job that you love, it doesn't feel like
It doesn't feel like
right.
a job, and
Yeah.
it doesn't feel like work. Yeah.
And Sam she's big on our individuality. Like, you still do this. Like, when I met you, this is how you was. And don't get me wrong, like I've shifted a lot of things as a married individual, somebody in a relationship with her. But like we still have our individual. She still go out with her homegirls. I still go out with my guys sometimes. We do things together a lot.
You need a balance. And
it's a balance.
A lot for me, even when, and I had to even check myself because as we were getting closer, marriage, and now we're in this household, I was like, well, how am I supposed to be anything different than who I am now that I'm a wife, right? And then I was like, no, right? And I think those are some of the conversations that we had to say, it's going to look like this. Like people were like, oh, Trey goes out. I'd be like, I love that because I got that whole bed to myself. I'm dancing in the room, like I'm just having my me time. And then when he comes home, if I'm still up, we'll have this is where he gets to kind of relax, and I can also relax. So it's kind of like whatever works for us is where we came to. It's like, listen, it may not look like what anybody else is doing, but this is what we're
It
gonna
works for
do,
y'all.
and it
And
feels
that-
good. So
That's why we
That's
felt this was
good.
important, because
yeah,
everyone has their own marriage and everyone
Yeah.
does it their own way. And to just show people there's so many different ways. So you don't have to
Exactly.
just listen to what, everybody else tells you. You can't do this if you're married. You can't. No, I do what my wife is comfortable with and what I'm comfortable with. And that's all that matters. We do what we do in our relationship.
As long as it works for y'all.
as
then
long as it works, that's
Yeah.
the main
And
thing.
people don't understand communication is key.
Yeah.
Like, the Sam's communication is A1, right? I'm not there yet. I mean, I communicate very well, like my relationship, but I'm still human, right? So them days where I come home and I shut down, it's not like she's like, you have to talk to me right now. She's like, oh, give this nigga a moment.
But no, and that's something I had to learn also, because I'm very like, something is going on. I'm like, hey, let's discuss it. And sometimes people need a minute to just digest it, right? And even though I'm like that, doesn't mean that he's like that. So that was something where, and he had to explain it to me. He comes home, he needs a minute, just a minute. And he may go to the basement and then he'll come up and be like, yo, so da-da-da-da, and then he's talking. But if I'm walking downstairs with him to be like, so wait, what's the matter? You mad at? And then taking it personal, like, is it me or did something I did? That's gonna just create tension. So just saying, all right, seems like he's a little tense. Let me give him a second. And then I'm gonna circle back, because I gotta circle back, because I'm gonna be like, so what's up? Let's talk about something. But
Her follow-ups is elite.
But it works better because this gives him the moment, and then he's good to go with it. And we just learned that about each other to better communicate.
That's it.
That's good. It takes time, but it happens.
Yeah.
And as long as you can make it work, that's what matters.
But again, like we mentioned earlier,
Alan and Brittany. I thought about another married couple that would be good too. Yeah. Sorry.
All right. So what we mentioned earlier, we're doing an event in November where we're just trying to get couples to come out and party. We're gonna have a couple of interactive games. We're gonna have giveaways and stuff. But it's all about celebrating love. And we're calling it the reception. And we hope to God we get you guys in there.
Yes.
Just pull up, have a good time.
There's a million people. Yeah.
Sorry,
we're thinking about a whole bunch of people. Yeah.
Just what when in November?
November 25th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
that's my birthday. We're not gonna be here.
Oh, damn. All right, cool.
But
well,
the next
I know wherever
one,
you're gonna be, it's gonna be a great time. So
Yeah.
turn up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna make sure you get footage of us doing a shot for you on your birthday at the event. So
Yes.
you know what I mean? We really appreciate y'all coming on, and always when we see y'all, it's a great time
Always a
seeing
good
y'all
time.
and talking to y'all. So thank
Yeah,
you guys.
we want to get down with one of them travel things y'all doing.
Yeah.
I know y'all do it like every April, right?
Are you in need of an adults-only vacation? Why not try D.S.A? What's D.S.A, you ask? D.S.A will leave you breathless.
Yo, every April, we going to Jamaica this April. It'll be at Breathless.
I
Montego
love
Bay.
that hotel.
We April 1st to the 7th. So
Awesome.
yeah. Until next time, y'all, we'll holler at y'all, man. It's
Yes,
good talking to
we
y'all.
appreciate
All right,
it.
listen,
Thank
no
you,
doubt.
thank
We
you.
appreciate y'all.
Y'all have a
Gang,
good
gang,
one.
gang, gang, gang. All right, have a good one, guys.
Later.